Euclid's definitions, axioms and postulates. A point is that which has no part. A line is breadthless length. The ends of a line are points. A straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. A surface is that which has length and breadth only. The edges of a surface are lines. A plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. Some of Euclid axioms here. First one is things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Second axiom, if equal or added to equal, the wholes are equal. Third one, if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainder are equal. Fourth one, things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Fifth one, the whole is greater than the part. Sixth one, things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. Seventh one is things which are half of the same things are equal to one another. Here some postulates they given. First one, a straight line may be drawn from any one point to any other point. In this axiom they given two distinct points, there is a unique line that passes through them. Then second postulate, a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. Third postulate, a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Fourth one, all right angles are equal to one another. Fifth one is, if a straight line falling on two straight lines make the interior angles on the same side of its taken together less than two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced infinitely, meet on that side on which the same of angles is less than two right angles. Today's topic is Introduction to Euclid Geometry. Exercise 2.1. First question is, which of the following statements are true and which are false? Give reasons for your answer. In this first one, only one line can pass through a single point. Second one is, there are an infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. First one is, only one line can pass through a single point. It is false because infinitely many lines can pass through a point in different directions. Second question is, there are an infinite number of lines can pass through two distinct points. That is also false. If we have 2 points, only through 2 points we can draw only one line. Third question, a terminated line can be produced infinitely on both the sides. The answer is true. A terminated line or line segment can be produced infinitely on both the sides to give a line. Fourth question is, if two circles are equal, then their radius are equal. Yes, it is true. Two circles of equal area, that is equal circles, will have the same radius from the relation area pi r square. Fifth question is, from this figure, AB equal to PQ, PQ equal to XY, then AB is equal to XY. Yes, it is true. From the axiom that if two things are separately equal to a third thing, then they are equal to each other. Second main, give a definition of each of the following terms. There are other terms that need to be defined first. What are they and how might you define them? First one is parallel lines, perpendicular lines, line segment, radius of circle and square. Parallel lines, if two lines which have no point in common are said to be parallel to each other. Point and straight line will have to be defined first. Point and straight line as defined in Euclid's text are: a point is that which has no part, a line is breadthless length, and a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. Next one is perpendicular line. If one among two parallel lines is turned by 90 degree, the two lines become perpendicular to each other. Parallel lines has been defined before. Rotation through 90 degree needs further defining. Rotation may be assumed as an institution, therefore cannot be used. Third one is line segment. A line with two end points is a line segment. Line and point have been defined before. Fourth one, radius of a circle. The line segment with one end point at the center and the other at any point on the circle. Center may be defined assuming inside as a point inside the circle which is at the same distance from all points on the circle. Fifth one, square. A quadrilateral which all sides equal and all the angles are 90 degree. It is called square. A quadrilateral is a figure with four sides. Figure, side and angle may be assumed known. Third question. Consider two postulates given below. Given any two distinct points A and B, there exists a third point C which is in between A and B. Second one, there exists at least 3 points that are not on the same line. Does this postulate contain any defined terms? Are these postulates consistent? Do they follow from Euclid's postulates? Explain. In postulate 1, in between A and B remains an undefined term which appeals to our geometric institution. The postulates are consistent. They do not contradict each other. Both of these postulates do not follow from Euclid postulates. However, they follow from the axioms given below. Given two distinct points, there is a unique line that passes through them. Let A be line. So, AB be a straight line. There are an indefinite number of points composing this line. Choose any except the two end points A and B. This point lies between A and B. If there are only 2 points, they can always be connected by a straight line. Therefore, they have to be at least 3 points for one of them not to fall on the straight line between the other 2. If a point C lies between 2 points A and B such that AC is equal to BC, then prove that AC is equal to half AB. Explain by drawing the figure. AB line we have to draw the line and C is the midpoint we have to take. So AC is equal to CB. Also AC plus AC, for both the side we are going to add AC. So therefore this side we get 2AC is equal to BC plus AC. So BC plus AC is called AB full length we have. Therefore next line AC is equal to half of AB. Fifth question is, in question 4, point C is called a midpoint of line segment AB. Prove that every line segment has one and only one midpoint. Answer is, let there be two such midpoints C and D. Then from above theorem, AC is equal to half of AB. Therefore AD is equal to half of AB. Therefore AC is equal to AD. But this is possible only if D coincide with C. Therefore C is the unique midpoint. It is proved here. Sixth question, in this figure, if AC is equal to BD, then prove that AB equal to CD. So here they given AC is equal to BD. So we have to prove AB equal to CD. Here in AC place, first figure, AC if we need, AB plus BC we have to add. Therefore BD if we need, BC plus CD. Here AC is equal to BD they only given. So we can apply in this both the place. AB plus BC is equal to BC plus CD. BC get cancelled. Therefore AB equal to CD we have proved. Seventh question is, why is axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axiom considered a universal truth? Note that the question is not about the fifth postulate. Axiom 5, whole is always greater than its part. This is a universal truth because part is included in the whole and therefore can never be greater than the whole in magnitude. Exercise 2.2, first question. How would you rewrite Euclid's fifth postulate so that it would be easier to understand? The answer is, when two lines are cut by the third line such that the sum of interior angles is less than 180 degree on one side, then the first two lines intersect on the same side. Second question, does Euclid's fifth postulate imply the existence of parallel lines? Explain. The answer is, it may be argued that Euclid's fifth postulate recognizes the existence of parallel lines if the sum of interior angles is 180 degree on both sides of the transversal, then the lines will not intersect on any side. Condition for intersecting being that the sum of interior angles on that side should be less than 180 degree. So, if two lines never intersect, then they are parallel.